What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Final Fantasy X Auto Zombie Halloween Special Challenge. If you join us in the chat, great to have you with us as always. And if you join us on the VOD, thanks for checking out the channel and the challenge. Right, today we are back in the area between Mihen and Mushroom Rock. We actually suffered a game over at the hands of the Will of the Fayth. And if you are joining us in the chat, remember to get active and be a part of the Will of the Fayth. What the Will of the Fayth is, we roll a dice, you pick a number, we roll a dice, and one of the special abilities on the Will of the Fayth, one of the special Will of the Fayth opportunities will be applied to the challenge until the next save point. So yeah, get active in the chat if you want to be a part of that. If not, we can just do that, and I'll pick a number, and we can just get something applied, nice and easy. So yes, some of the wills have been edited based on the previous, episode 1. Appreciate all the likes, comments, and everything, the views on that. That was a fantastic uplift. Really appreciate the support on episode 1. What I have done is I've changed auto battle and more escapes to auto curse. That was actually applied midway through the first episode, and now instead of more battles, we've got no escape. The reason I've done that change is because it was quite obvious that more battles was going to be an issue going forward, particularly with the setup we have and how we want to proceed with this challenge. What I would also want to say is, though, is the first challenge, I kind of said I don't really know where I want to take this, but actually, as part of the opening rules, if we get to the Farplane, we get all of our lives back. So how many we had at this point in the challenge on the previous episode was 6 lives. So I'm going to apply those to the chat, and then we've got 6 lives to make it basically to the Farplane, where all of the lives will be reborn. I then want to kick on and get to hopefully get to defeating Seymour in this challenge. So we know Seymour is the king of the undead, right? He is the Unsent Master, the Unsent Master, should I say. So that's the point that I want to at least finish this challenge, and we'll see if there's, if the challenge is popular, it's got the views and that, I'll kick on with it. But that's the point at least I want to take this challenge. So let's see, right? So I'm just going to apply our lives to the chat. I believe we had 6. I think we had 6 last time. So let's put the 6 lives in the chat. We do also have, though, the ability to remove a life and add a life through the Will of the Fayth. Right, I'm just going to put a quick chat poll on as well. Excellent. So the chat poll's going live. Just asking if you want some VODs from this as well, because what I am thinking about is doing an edited version of these, and I can pump them out as, edited VODs. But either way, so we've got the 6 lives. I think we're set up quite well, actually, for Mushroom Rock, particularly this first stage, and then we can move on, and I think we're even betterly placed for the Mushroom Rock, the kind of gauntlet section. So
I'm sorry.
We'll get through all of this.
Hey, you're a summoner.
I'll put the cutscene remover on.
Right? Sorry for the inconvenience.
And of course, we've got our trusted Farplane editor.
Thank you.
Ready for me to apply auto zombie. So we'll get through this. Tell you what, I'll put in a save, and then we'll do the first will of the Fayth. Which is looking like I'm going to be doing the opening one. So, let's get up the randomizer. Let's do a few randomizations. And I'll get a new number, get a dice roll on the go. So, we've got 5. Right, so let's re-roll the dice. Unit instant overdrive going into this opening section. So, let's apply that. That's fantastic. So Yuna's now got a full overdrive. We don't have to use it, but we've got it in the kitty. The trouble is, though, if we don't use it, we may end up getting another Yuna overdrive when we get to the next stage in Mushroom Rock. So, as always, the key thing here is to go back. Now, on the previous episode, whilst the pad loads up, on the previous episode, we had the issue with additional encounters. So it wasn't the times 2 or 4. It was enemy encounters were frequent, and it was just in this little section. My God, it was tedious. So let's get Yuna. Let's get Morticia, should I say? I think round here it's going to be a toss-up between the Null Blaze and the HP plus 20. In fact, we can use. No, we can't use a potion. So it's probably... In fact... No. I tell you what, because I've just realised we can't heal because of the rules. So let's unequip that and we'll go back to the Null Blaze. Can they push me out? Right, so there's no going back to the save sphere. Yeah, so for this, let me see if I can change Kimahri's name to Dr. Doom. I did want to do that before we continued. Never mind, if we can't. No, okay. And we'll get the sensor enabled. Right, excellent. So, let's motor on. So, at this point in the previous episode, we'd probably already had about 50 encounters. So, already kicking off with an ambush, which is not going to be so problematic, to be honest, because the lads have got quite good either health or elemental protection. What I will do is, though, is try and get Lulu an overdrive. Let me check if Kimahri... I can't remember if I've got... If I can get Kimahri's overdrive abilities up. No. That's a shame. Okay, well, we'll go for a Lancet anyway. So let's get the zombie on. Try and do this pretty quickly. So remember, the ones in the back have always got zombie, and the ones in the front, all we need to do is just swap them about, and they've always got zombie then. So, is it probably best to bring in Morticia here? I believe it might be, because she's also got the Null Blaze. And... yeah, so let's... I'm not worried about her taking that out. So let's just get Kimahri. Right, first things first. Let's get a Lancet on one of these. Yes, so there's the overdrive. That's perfect. But that means that the one in the middle, the bomb in the middle, is actually going to use fire now moving forward. So I think the best thing probably for us to do... Can Auron realistically... He's got fire and ice, and that's weak. That's doing half damage with fire and ice. And it takes plus damage with electric. I think it's probably safe to just bring in Tidus here. So he's got the ice. Yeah, we'll just bring in Tidus for the defense mode. Wakka, excuse me. So Wakka is going to... bit tough this is, right? I think we're just going to leave these in. And... ideally we need Dr. Doom to probably swap for Auron here. And for Auron to just be in the defense mode. Right, that's good. So if we get Morticia to take out the Thunderflan, we're actually safe now. And the only thing that can really stop us is if we mess up. Like if we use Cure or something. And we fuck up. So I'm actually probably thinking of escaping with Auron here. Oh, actually, no. Let's put him in defense so we can try and get him an overdrive. And she's going to Blizzard. Auron we're just going to have in the defense mode. Come on. It's Auron for God's sake. Just want him in an overdrive state. There we go. Right. Tidus should be taking that out. I was going to say, should be doing over 200. Right, I think if we try and escape with Auron, I'll trust it to him to not escape and then get targeted then. Auron always wants to be the hero, man. Oh, we should have this in the back though, surely. I was going to say, surely Auron's doing more than enough damage. Right, that was a tough first encounter. So I think what I'm going to have to do is probably start with Yuna in the front party as well, and we'll keep Tidus in there because of his speed and his SOS Null Blaze. So let's keep going. So already this section is proving not as tough, but similarly it's pulling up some challenges. Phoenix Downs in this challenge are a blessing. Oh, 2 ambushes on the... a fucking ambush on Mushroom Rock. Again, how ironic. This just keeps happening to me. Back-to-back ambushes is not good. And it always seems to happen on Mushroom Rock. It happened in the Nuzlocke. It probably happened countless times in the No Sphere Grid guide, and now it's happening on the auto zombie challenge. I cannot believe it. Okay. I think the setup's fine, and we'll keep with Yuna's full overdrive as the Will of the Fayth. Or should we go for a new one? No, I think we'll go for a new one, just to make it a bit interesting. So let's go for the dice roll, and we've got a 6. So let's go again. So no escape in this section now, as the will of the Fayth. Okay. RNG gods have chosen no escape. So let's go for it. So right, the tough bangle is going to be useful, just I don't think right now in this section. It's probably only going to be useful until we can get to a save sphere. So we'll pick up those items and we'll just keep going. Hopefully we don't get bloody back-to-back encounters. So the same encounter as we had first last time. I think it's probably best to bring in Tidus here. And in fact, no. If we bring in Lulu, there's a chance that she may get hit and go straight into SOS. That's a fantastic outcome. Only if this thing doesn't target Lulu. And we use Blizzard, not Waterer. Or Water, for God's sake. Bring it on. I think what I might do is go for a status reels and try and get a silence on these. Now I'm mad. Let's go for it. I don't even know what that does. Is that slow? It might be slow. It's time bound. Come on. Oh, it's petrified. It's basically stone breath. That is sick. So that Wakka with that and like SOS Slayer strats, that's the one, you know. We can abuse that going forward. Right, Morticia is in SOS, so that's good. And the lads didn't suffer that much HP, so we will... Oh, we didn't have zombie on that. Sorry about that, by the way, but... Right, so the ether is going to help eventually. And the high potion... That guy there gives us 2 Phoenix Downs. Which we've got 50 of, so it's not particularly that useful. Right, this again, this encounter isn't actually that bad for us. Unless that thing kind of, they all target one character. What I will do is I am going to apply the zombie. So let's get that on. It looks cool as well, man. Right, we'll get the thing on. And then the battle. So everyone gets zombie status. Excellent. Right, Morticia, let's just swap you out so we can get Wakka in. Now, we should be able to take this out in one go. Wakka, I'm actually probably going to bring... Oh no, he's only got Null Tide at the moment, and he's going to get Null Frost from once in a set. Not once, from Wakka. So I think it's probably just to best bring in Tidus. Let's just see how much damage he's... Can we get a weapon swap, actually? To Water Strike. Not without taking damage. Okay, that's risky. So... 23. Can Auron take this thing out? No, it can't. Shit. Okay. So that's not bad. That's a great outcome. So we're just going to have Tidus in defense. Lulu, we're actually going to use a water on this to get her overdrive up because she's got Slayer. And we actually need to get Dr. Doom's self-destruct overdrive, which actually may come in handy in this challenge. Is there anyone else we can run the clock down for? I think having Wakka in SOS round here is really not good, but so I might actually end up having to escape with Kimahri here. So let's see if we can get him out. Why doesn't anyone want to escape? So, Blizzard on this. It really doesn't matter how we get rid of these bombs now, as long as we get rid of them. Right, that's... Oh no, oh, fuck's sake. We've got no escape and we've just bloody escaped. My apologies. Let's just get rid of these. Right, we're going to save her. Puppy Paws Gaming YT, what's up? Thanks for the support in the chat. Looks like quite the challenge. Thank you. Yeah, we do some elaborate strats here on Jit Geek, so appreciate the support. Morticia we're going to drop to the back, and I think we're going to have Yuna in the front line. But I must remember that it's no escape, so the will of the Fayth at the moment, it probably won't be for that many battles, is no escape. And we've got 6 lives. And let's get the candles. Right. So Jackaball is pretty much out of it. FF10 is one of my faves. It's the best, honestly. It is the best RPG out there, I must admit. And it's timeless. I think that's one of the great things about it. So we'll keep these 3 in the front line. I think that's probably the best thing. Auron, it's probably going to have better odds having the defense because of the amount of defensive enemies there are. So let's just keep... We'll probably only get 1 more encounter. Let me check a Wakka to see if we can get anything useful. I don't think so. And I don't think we need to buy any more than 50 Phoenix Downs.
But you, lad,
you get a discount.
welcome.
What he does have, though, is some interesting stuff. So we're going to buy that for Tidus. And that for Wakka. Probably should have equipped that. And a free slot for Auron. I think we've got that already. What we will do is equip Wakka with this for now. So we made it through quite easily. Right, we've got a new Will of the Fayth here, so let's drop a save in. Puppy Paws, if you are still in the chat and you're watching along and you want to be part of the challenge, could you pick me a number between 1 and 6, please? And we will invoke our latest Will of the Fayth randomizer opportunity. If not, no worries. So we'll just do a couple of randomizers. Right, Puppy Paws picking 4. Right, let's go back to our trusted randomizer. And we'll go with no escape again. Okay. So for this section, this long gauntlet in Mushroom Rock, is no escape. Thank you, Puppy Paws, for being part of the Will of the Fayth. Right, I think we'll go with... I think we'll go with the Tidus, Kimahri, Oran setup here. And we've actually got a setup for fire damage, and fire... We need Fire Ward, SOS Null Blaze, that sort of thing. Wakka... I think he's lacking in a lot of areas at the moment. I think this is where the Water Strike will come in, because with that he can one-shot the floating imp thing. I must also remember that Lulu has the Dark Touch ability. Puppy Paws in the chat saying, oh no, Mushroom Rock, no escape. I think Mushroom Rock is my least favourite part. The level of success I've had with Mushroom Rock recently, especially with the Nuzlocke challenge I do, is just incredibly bad. So many ambushes, so many game overs, so many deaths. So I'm really hoping that, yeah, this challenge we can have a bit more luck, to be honest. Thank you for the high potion that I can't actually use. What I can do is, though, is use high potions for offensive capabilities, because what we do have is everyone equipped with the zombie tack ability, just as a bit of a refresher on some of the additions as part of this challenge. So first come on the Mushroom Rock, we have a preemptive, which is a great start here. Now, one of the issues actually is if Tidus can't one-shot this, we're in a bit of a pickle. But I think first and foremost, we've got to try and get rid of that. So that's the Ice Brand coming in clutch there, because without that, he can't one-shot the lizard. But we've got a number of turns here. Now, this enemy is susceptible to fire damage, and that's why Oran's sword is so important to have Fire Strike. So it's just a case of getting rid of this element here. But I think I might try and actually get Wakka some overdrive here. So let's bring in Morticia. And it's Blizzard that we want. Oran's actually going to take out this thing in one hit because of the Fire Strike. Now I'm really hoping that Wakka I don't think it matters if Tidus gets into SOS. So he's doing 66, so surely Wakka can do 30 damage. Oh, 20 bloody damage. I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. Having Lulu in SOS I don't think is a bad thing either. Can she survive though? What we probably should have done is put her on the tough bangle, maybe. I think I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go for a defense here. So that puts Morticia in SOS, which is fantastic news. And yeah, that's 10. So we're going to try and get Jackaball's overdrive up here. Excellent. So he's only one shot away from a status or an element reels, which is great news. I haven't used status reels in so long. Let's get the team set back up. I need to change Mr. Doom to Dr. Doom as well. I just think that's a bit more fitting for the whole Halloween theme. And being a big fan of Marvel, I am loving the fact that we're getting Dr. Doom in the new Doomsday film. Another preemptive, right? This has started off exceptionally well here. But we've got to face the dreaded Fungar without escaping, which is a fucking nightmare. So that's where Tidus actually fails. Because what we actually have to do now is bring in Jackaball. and hope that Wakka gets a hit. Excellent. But now he's at overdrive status, which is fantastic. Let me see if Auron does any damage. So he does 138. That's brilliant, that is. I just think for safety we're going to bring in Morticia, and Morticia's going to take care of the red element, hopefully. Excellent. And I think it's probably going to be best to have Ghost in the front line here, because Auron can take damage no problem. What we actually need though is Tidus to get into SOS as well to be protected. I'm going to chance a physical, and Auron's just going to be in defense. Trust it to go for Auron, for God's sake. It might be best to bring in Kimahri then, because he does have the red armlet, although it might actually be best to bring in the witch, because she also has Fire Ward as well. I don't think that's a bad shout. You know what we could try is zombie strats here actually. I'm gonna go for it. Oh, it's immune to zombie, but we didn't get the counter, which is fantastic. Now, can Tidus go into a flame tongue? Yes, he can. And we might be able to get Lulu to take it out. It's a shame this is immune to zombie. Right, there's the pollen counter. And Lulu stays awake, which is fucking fantastic, and should be able to take this out with the remaining firer. Lulu going on like she's got sleep proof. That's busted. Right, fantastic outcome there. And we get a Thunderball for our troubles. I think that comes from the lizard. So Doctor Doom, Ghost and the Grim Reaper. And let's just get set back up. Yeah, full steam ahead now. We're going to try and get as many chests as we can as well, because there's going to be some good stuff in these. Potions are going to be good for doing 200 damage. So the floaty thing in the centre, that's actually what we've equipped Wakka with the water ball for, because he can actually take that out in one go, even without an overdrive. I think that an overkill. I think that would have done great damage, enough damage, should I say. Auron's going to take out the big fella here, so I think we're just going to concentrate our efforts on using Morticia to damage the red elements, because I think that's probably the biggest threat. And Auron is the only one that can take this out in one hit. Ideally, what we need now is probably Tidus in the front line. We need Lulu to probably save MP. And Auron with the victory. Excellent. Having Wakka take that imp out in one turn just makes a whole world of difference. Excellent. So let's move on. So if you are joining us in the chat tonight, great to have you with us. I am looking to progress this all the way to the Farplane. Then the lives get reset, and then we can progress on to Seymour, the king of the undead, should I say. And that's kind of going to be where the challenge is going to finish. But if the challenge is proving to be quite popular, I will look to try and extend that maybe to something like Natus. I think that would be really fitting, or Flux. I mean, taking this to Unalesca would just be phenomenal, because, you know, Unalesca and the dead theme is just synonymous, really, isn't it? So, standard procedure here, folks. We're going to take this out. What we don't want is to leave the Lamash 2 free, because I don't know, actually, I think that targeted Lulu there. I've got the ×2 on, so I can't really see. But the fact that Auron's doing a lot of damage is fantastic. That Fire and Ice Blade is just, it's quite impressive, because it allows him to do 1.5 on enemies weak to ice and 1.5 on enemies weak to fire. You never know. I've just realised I'm not putting the zombie on, but I think it's partly because these battles are over quite quickly. So let's put it on for this, just for the sake of the challenge, right? So I did say this in the first episode, I'll try and put the zombie on as and when I can. And of course, the members on the front line don't get the zombie until they are swapped in. So like, for instance, Titus is now in zombie. I wish there was a mechanic where I could just change it, but unfortunately not. So we'll bring in Titus here. And if we can bring in Morticia here, if she can take out the red element now with a spell, that would just be busted. Because if not, I think we've got a. I think we're gonna have to use a life. No, 342, just not enough. Right, but Titus is in SOS. That was a busted outcome. I think it's probably best to bring in. Let's bring in Auron and take this out. That's perfect. We'll try and see if we can get Lulu into zombie. There we go. Right, I think we can fire up the fire. Sleep Ward would be great. And can Titus swap into the Flame Tongue? Yes, he can. So that's great. So we've got a 67% chance of us not taking any damage here. And Titus with the Flame Tongue victory. That is busted. So remember, the Will of the Fayth is no escape. What I will try and do is, if you do want some edited VODs, I will try and actually add what the Will of the Fayth is, the active Will of the Fayth is, in like some part of the overlay. Having Titus always equipped with that Ice Strike, though, going into a battle is essential, really. Is there anything we can give Lulu that can boost her magic even further? No, and we haven't got customised yet either. Okay, let's continue. So, no healing, but now, the thing is, I don't actually want to use Shalinda to heal for HP or MP, so I'm going to avoid Shalinda. Right, I hope Titus now can get a one-shot here. It always just looks so much cooler when they're in zombie as well. So I'm really hoping he gets the one shot. 201, I'll take that any day. That's perfect. And I think we'll bring in Morticia, who, yes, is under the influence of zombie and SOS Null Blaze. Oh shit, I selected the wrong bloody spell there. Excellent. So I think these guys and gals are just going to get it done, really. and getting the job done. Even though he's not zombified. But he's technically zombified, isn't he? You know, he's technically an undead. So we're going to avoid Shalinda. How is this going to work against Unaleska? This is going to be so hard. Well, the thing is, Puppy Paws, right? I don't know if I'm going to actually get that far. Like, the ideal stopping point for me for this kind of mini challenge is at least get to the Farplane so we can reset the lives back to 9. And then go on to at least Seymour, because it's quite a stretch to get from the Farplane. Like, the Thunder Plains is a long gauntlet, and so is Macalania. So, and there's a fair few bosses in between there. So, we may have to rely on Aeons. We may have to get lucky with some of the Will of the Fayths. So yeah, we'll see. But we've also got stuff like SOS versus Seymour. We've also got things like Riku's Mix when we get to, you know, if we do make it as far as Seymour Flux, Unaleska, that sort of thing in this challenge. The other thing is as well, we could even grind for things like fire, water, fire eaters, and use items to recover HP while in zombie. So that's a strat that people use versus Unaleska, is to basically solo her with Rikku while she is under fire eater status, and just use bomb cores to restore her HP. It's a fantastic strategy because you're immune to zombie, basically. You're immune to the death. All you need to do is like customize things like Confuse Ward and have Reflect on in order to bounce the white magic. So there are strategies out there that make it possible. Anyway, we're a far away from there, and we need to avoid Shalinda. So let's keep going. Right, bit of a run-of-the-mill battle, but I still like to apply the zombie. I do wish there was a mod that let me do this at the start of each battle. Never mind. I'm sure there will be at some point. Similar to what Corypheon's done with the auto haste mod, which is fantastic if you haven't checked that out. So Tidus comes in, gets the overkill as well, which is busted. And we bring Morticia back in for some blizzard strats. Now, we're going to get Auron to do this in zombie. But Puppy Paws, we've overcome a lot greater odds recently in the Nuzlocke challenge that we're doing. If you don't know what a Nuzlocke is, there is a video on the channel that explains the rules. But it's similar to a Pokemon Nuzlocke, if you've ever been a fan of one of those. And yeah, it's basically a load of really hard stipulations against the challenge. So, and that's a very tough challenge to do, to be honest. What I'm thinking of doing is trying to get Auron and Overdrive, actually. So I'm gonna just chill out here and hope that the fire element targets Auron. That is just perfect. Even though he's at 369 now, he's got an Overdrive. I am fishing though for a fire ward armor for Auron here. So I'm going to swap Morticia out for Dr. Doom, and I'm thinking of bringing in Jackaball. So yeah, we've overcome greater odds versus Unaleska. Very much so recently as well. Hey, LG, my man. What's happening? Great to see you, bro. Okay, just make sure everyone's in zombie. That's excellent. Right, praying that Tidus gets the damage in there. No. Right, it might be time for... In fact, no, Wakka's pretty much guaranteed to take this out. That's perfect. And now we can swap out Dr. Doom for an Undead Lulu. And surely she's got to take this out, particularly with 1.5 times damage. Busted. Busted. That would have killed Wakka though, and we would have lost. What's happening, LG? How's it going, man? Right, let's just see if these guys can get it done. I'm sure they can. Be right back. Got to flip over the laundry to the dryer. I'll leave the stream up. Nice one. Appreciate that, puppy paws. Right, I think it's going to be essential now to probably keep Oren in the front line as well. And just pray we do not get an ambush before the next save point. So that's Mushroom Rock, probably 80% of the way, 75% of the way. We will be trying to get as many items and stuff as well. So the other platform here, I am going to try and get the, is it the Berserk Ward armor for Kimahri? Right, this is probably the most deadly encounter here. So I reckon it's probably best that we use an overdrive here actually. So let's bring in Jackaball and see if we can get a Petrify off again, because that status reels before was just busted. But I want him to do it, obviously, in zombie status. I want him to pull out all the stops. Zombie. Let's go. Right, we want the... That's the one we want. Let's go. I don't know if this is Petrify every time, but if it is, it's going to be busted. That's fucking phenomenal. That's like Kimahri Stone Breath strats, that is. I think we might have broken the game a little bit with Wakka having Slayer and that triple Petrify overdrive mode. But it is what it is, right? Right, we've got to move the Grim Reaper. We're probably going to have to suffer a few encounters with the Witch out in the front. But I think that's okay. Now, does the Serene Armlet have any other abilities? Oh, Dark and Berserk Ward, I knew it did. That's a great drop. That's a great armor for Kimahri, to be fair. Ice Strike. Just making sure the team is set up okay. A preemptive is nice here because we get loads of turns if we mess up. So let's get the zombie on. So we're progressing through Mushroom Rock relatively straightforward, although we are running out of HP. Can't really watch right now, but how have you been today, Geek? Ah, busy man, but good, thanks. Yeah. Not too bad. How's things, LG? Great to see you supporting the live stream as usual, but I appreciate it. Right, so let's get Wakka some overdrive, and I think we'll bring Morticia back in. And these guys should be able to take out the red elements. Perfect. Can we get... No, we can't get a Wakka... Oh, we should be able to get a Wakka overdrive again. That is just busted. Right, the only problem is if Wakka gets hit with fire here, it's GG, so... And it's immune to zombie, so... I think we take our chances with this crew. Yeah, but yeah, doing well, man, doing well. Just, I'm just wondering if any people want edited VODs as well about this, because yeah, I just thought it might be better rather than people transiting through the live streams. Excuse me. Let's not go for the sleep, because that might put us in jeopardy. So we'll just swap with Morticia and pray we don't lose a life. That's perfect. Blizzard should do the majority of the damage. Oh no, it's not. Oh fuck, it's not susceptible to Blizzard. It's susceptible to fire. Ah, we lost. We're gonna have to lose a life and bring Wakka back to the dead. Tell you what, we'll actually keep him dead now and we'll revive him and we'll go down to 5 lives. Because we can't actually lose with these two. Tidus getting it done as well, man. That's sick. Dream Team? What is that? I've never had a Dream Team before. Sleep Touch, that is quite nice this early in the game. Right, going down to 5 lives, folks. Where are my candles? Okay. We can restore Wakka to full though, which is good. So he comes back. Remember though, if we once we've lost all the lives, it's then permadeath until we reach the Farplane, and the Farplane restores all of the lives. And that's going to be ready for things like Thunder Plains and Macalania. Okay, we'll keep moving on, but I've just realised Tidus needs the Ice Brand. 400 gil isn't going to change my life, but it's something. It'll contribute to a couple of Phoenix Downs, maybe. Right, I'm not going to introduce a new Will of the Fayth here. What I will do is, though, I'm going to pick up the primer, which should be somewhere around here. Oh, this is an encounter actually I did want to face. So let's apply the zombie. I want to see if this is immune to zombie. I have got the P-Birdman guide, so I could check, but it is nice to do a bit of testing. So let's bring in the Grim Reaper, and we'll start things off with a power break. Excuse me. And we'll start things off with a switch to the Witch, and then switch back to Jackaball, and we'll get a dark attack in. That's basically going to protect the lads, but it missed, for fuck's sake. I mean, what we could do is bring in Lulu. It's not likely to kill us, and try and get the dark attack on. I'm gonna try that. Oh, we landed the dark attack with Lulu. That was sick. Undead Lulu landing a dark attack. Perfect. Right, Dr. Doom's coming in, and let me just see if he is susceptible to zombie. Yes, he is. So we can do zombie strats here, folks. Oh, that's just busted. And we get the OTK. Let's go. Give me Garuda all day. Give me that Garuda all day, man. Where's the owl bed? I'm not really bothered about the owl bed. Right, so we've made it to Gui, which is a fantastic milestone in the challenge. What we do have, though, is just a bit of commerce to do with Wakka. And then we can progress onto Gui. I never knew where the primer was. I don't think it matters, though, at this point. If we really want to, we can always use Rin on the airship. So let's do a bit of commerce with Wakka, because the stuff that he's got here changes the game. Ah, you made it back. You made it back, Puppy Paws, for just in time for the Gui fight. Although I think it's going to be short-lived, and I'm really hoping that we get a sleep strike drop. What we could probably do with, though, is some softs, because that's going to give us a stone ward, which is fantastic. Right, as usual, we buy this. As usual, we buy this. And I think we need as much water protection or as much elemental protection as possible. So we don't need this. Lulu's actually got loads of those. This is going to be good. That's going to be good. So let's go down if we can get rid of some stuff, some dupes and some crap. Yeah, like Echo Shield for Tidus is just not good. And any dupes that really we don't need, like this, don't really need it. The elemental spears are good, probably until we get Rikku. In fact, even beyond that, Thunder Plains actually, they come in clutch as well. Great to have you back, Puppy Paws. LG, if you're still in the chat, if you could give us a number, because we are going to be doing the Will of the Fayth in a moment. I'm just raising some funds. Mamba Duo. I think we can get rid of that. In fact, anything with a strike with Lulu, I think we can get rid of. We're definitely not getting rid of that. Lulu, I think, at the moment has got the best stuff. That's a lovely drop, that is. I wonder who gave us that. Is that got to have come from some boss, that has. Right, we can get rid of that. That's a great drop as well. So.
Whoa.
So we've got. Have you played every Final Fantasy game? I've played 7 through 13 multiple times, minus 11 and 14 obviously, but if you want advice on 11 and 14, particularly 14, Luke Goblin in the chat is the man for that. 1 to 6 I've only played once, and for the life of me can hardly remember what happened in most of them. I know 6 was really good and arguably one of the best Final Fantasies I've ever played, but the ranking is probably 10, then 7, then 12, then 6, then probably 13, then 9. Yeah, then 9. Have you what have you played, Puppy Paws? Have you an avid fan of Final Fantasy? I know you said your favourite's 10, but have you played? Which ones have you played? Right, we don't need a Wakka equipped with that. We don't need that for Lulu, and we've got the good stuff. Right, the only other thing we may want to get, though, is this for Tidus, but I don't think we've got much else to sell, really. And is counterattack really going to be that useful with no sphere grid? I don't think it is. So, I think what we need now is to set up... So let's put a save in. I just have to play 16 and then we've played them all. Oh, nice. Any particular favourites outside of 10? So, Puppy Paws, since you're active in the chat, if you want to give us another number, we can spin the wheel of the Fayth wheel, and then we can apply that to. I'm really hoping that we get a Unifull Overdrive, because that would just be phenomenal versus Gui. So let's just do a few randoms. Excellent. So yeah, we'll put in a save. Puppy Paws in the chat saying, I love 13, 16 and 9. I mean, some great yeah, some great titles there, to be fair. I have pumped in a hell of a lot of time into 13, doing the long Guis, the Xiaolong Guis, and yeah, getting everything up to kind of max, really. Right, we're going for the randomizer, and we've got a +1 life. Fantastic. So thank you for that, Puppy Paws. So we moved to, so we've upgraded to 6 lives. Candles in the chat for the 6 lives, folks. We live to fight another day. Thanks, Puppy Paws. Yeah, 13's great, and 9 obviously is like a massive fan favourite. I think the strat here, folks, I don't think it's going to be grind this. I just think it's going to be we bring in Ifrit and it just wipes the floor with Gui here. I'm really hoping that we get a sleep strike as well for someone like Kimahri or Auron, or if we get one, I think we'll have probably a couple of goes. I can stay till about 7:30 tonight. I think if we get one within that time, I'm just going to give it to Dr. Doom, because I think Sleep Strike on Kimahri is so powerful, because everyone else has really got their own weapon. But for this battle, we actually need Yuna out in front, and we need her healed. And we need the rest of the team set up like such. Now, we can summon Crow, or we can summon Ifrit, but I think Ifrit, he's got an overdrive already, which is fantastic. So let's put in another save, because we've got the setup. So it's a speed tie, you see, between Yuna and Gui in the first instance, I believe. But because I think the head is quicker than Yuna, it actually gets a turn in before. There's actually a chest somewhere around here as well.
Are you ready?
No.
Please hurry.
Ah, there we go. There's the other chest. Mega Potion. Absolutely fantastic. So with Zombie Attack, Alchemy, and Mega Potion, we're going to be doing 4k damage on an enemy. That's how busted Rikku is in this challenge. So what we'll do is we'll put in another save, just so we can get through those, and I can check the chat. Puppy Paws in the chat saying 15 made me cry so much, plus Ignis becomes blind, and it really resonates with me because I'm also blind. Oh wow. Obviously not fully, so it was nice to feel seen, so to speak. No, I get you. I get you. These games resonate with us in different ways, but it's great that you can kind of, yeah, you felt seen and you felt heard and understood almost, and it's represented in that way, so I get that. So there's the thunder kicking in, and the fact that Yuna is able to come in straight away. I think we're just going to bring in Hellboy. And Hellboy is going to unleash Hellfire on Gui. And then we're going to get another overdrive, and we're just going to absolutely wipe the floor with Gui with a second round of Hellfire. So I don't mind him taking damage because we can just use fire on Ifrit, and he can just heal himself, no issue. Demi's the best outcome, right, because it allows us to restore a lot of HP. Right, there's the Hellfire again, but can we keep that and just use fire damage on here to get an overkill? So we should be able to get an overkill. I think an overkill is 1,000. There we go. Fantastic. So that's Ifrit with another overdrive still, and we've got rid of Gui, and we move into the Seymour round. So we weren't even messing about with Zombie there, but I am going to put all of these characters in Zombie because I really want to see Seymour in Zombie kicking ass versus Gui. This is just going to be busted. Right. First things first, we'll go for the head. I can't switch Seymour out, to be fair, so short work of Gui number 1, Puppy Paws. So the Will of the Fayth is +1 life. Right. Let's get rid of the head because that's going to cause the most trouble. And we're just going to cycle through. There we go. There's the characters. I'm wondering, actually, is Gui susceptible to zombie attacks? So let's put the power break on. That's excellent. And let's see if we can do a zombie attack. Because if we can, this is just going to be over even quicker. No. Okay, so that's fine. So we'll just cycle through these spells with Seymour. If Seymour gets hit, I think he goes into zombie, which is going to be busted. So, as per, we're going to take out the arms. That's just going to protect Yuna and Oren. And we're just going to try and make light work of this boss. I really wish the priest was in zombie. That would just be busted. So the fact that he missed there, I think, meant that we don't get him in zombie status. Never mind. But we should get the GG in a moment. You know, we're just going to have in the defensive position. It does take a while to get Seymour's overdrive up, to be fair. And a Fira to finish things off and hopefully get a sleep strike. Yeah, praying for sleep strike. Come on. Dreamy Kate teeth, that'll do. I'll swap that over to Kimahri, to be fair. Perfect. Okay, so let's put that on Kimahri. And we've got this unbelievable... it's my favourite track, this is. Such a beauty. Right, what we want is FFX weapons. And Kimahri spears. Just want to get the right appearance for the sleep strike weapon. Is that the green? Is that the green one? I think it's the green. That'll do. Right, he's got Sleep Strike. That's busted. So, Kimahri's going to have that equipped. Right, what we'll also do is, let's put a save in. We've got another Will of the Fayth to kick on. So we've got the +1 from there. We've got the next one. So, if someone in the chat can give me... LG, my man, you're just in time. If you want to give us another number, bro, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, the Wandering's a busted track, man. Arguably the best in my eyes. The best FFX track. So what we're going to have is Dr. Doom equipped with the Sleep Strike. That's going to be busted for the events of Jose, because him with that makes short work of the basilisks, and him with an initiative basically means now that we're not going to get any ambushes going forward. Randomise the two. Why do you stream when I decide to go out for drinks, Mr. Geek? To be fair, pal, I'm only on for another 15 minutes. I've got a family birthday today, so I'm not on for that long. So let's get the Will of the Fayth up. Right, let's do a few randoms. So, LG Luke Goblin 20 in the chat saying, supercharged. Oh my god, this is going to be busted. So what we'll do is, we'll do supercharged for... let's just get rid of these cutscenes out the way. I really want supercharged, to be honest. I'm still considering this as NSG loot, so yeah, I think for now, I think what we'll do is we'll do supercharged for the Jose High Road, and we just won't click on the the Jose save sphere, because supercharged in Jose is just going to be fucking beautiful. Right, we should be able to go to Wakka as well. There we go, mate.
Made up, but the way it turned.
Let's have a look at what he's got.
I guess the summon.
Unfortunately, we don't get the Kimahri laugh scene. Gave you a sub. You're nice to listen to while I grind for my game. Well, thank you, Puppy Paws. Appreciate the love and support and the sub. And hopefully I can continue. Right, I think it's probably best to have Dr. Doom, the Grim Reaper, and Ghost in the opening lineup, because we've got the initiative, the speed from Tidus, and just Dr. Doom kicking ass, really. And then we got the team in the background. So I think we've got plenty of time to motor on down. Does he give us the variable steel? Because that would just be very nice. There we go. We have to talk to him twice, though. Right. So, a couple of things. Welcome to the craziness, Puppy Paws. Yes. We do some crazy challenges on Jit Geek. So not only have we got zombie, and not only is Oren poisoned, but we get to apply not that one, supercharge, which is just busted for this challenge. So let's cycle through. I think we probably need to do some customizing. We need to do some weapon arrangement around here because we don't think we're particularly set up. What I would say is, though, is we probably need to bring Jackaball in, and he needs to... I need to figure out if we can zombify this. So let's... But I don't want to do it with him. So actually, let me try and take out... First and foremost, actually, I am going to... I know this feels like a bit of a waste, but I'm going to... Yeah, let's put this guy to sleep. That's perfect. And we're actually going to bring in Morticia. Zombified Lulu. Who's going to take out one of the wasps. Hang on, does Supercharge always give us, because I've never used Supercharge ever in a challenge, does it give us 100% overdrive every time? If so, that's just incredibly busted. So, let's see how much damage Wakka can do to that. 166, that's not bad. I guess we can do a sea cannon on you. Perfect. Yeah, I wonder what supercharged... I'm sure it gives us like instant overdrive or something. So supercharge is on. Let me just have a look. Characters will be supercharged in certain battles if this is set to on. Nice. I think it's probably best to bring in the Grim Reaper. We'll try for a zombie attack, because if it does work, on the next round we can actually use shit, we've got Wakka in poison there as well. That's not good. Tidus, I think we're going to just go on the defensive. So that's good. That's a great miss. So here is what I love about this challenge, because Kimahri's in zombie, the Basilisk's in zombie, and now we've learned Stone Breath and we've healed Wakka. So there's the supercharge kicking in. Power Break is going to take care of that, but he can't get rid of the poison, so... It might just be best we just go for get out of jail free card here with the Phoenix down. That's busted. And we get the supercharge as well, which is great. Oh, what a load of fun this is going to be. Right, we've got to optimise here for the encounters on Jose. So... it's been a while since we've been on Jose. It's felt ages since we did that on the Nuzlocke. So the Basilisk, I think we're set up for. The Bite Bug, we're not going to be able to hit. The Bunyip is weak to ice, so that's fine. Oren can take care of that. The Garm is fire and thunder, so really it's a case of either the Lightning Steel or the Fire Steel. So we'll go with the Lightning Steel. Simurg, Does oh no, Wakka's got the TKO actually. I think that's probably just going to be best, isn't it? Because he hasn't got a lightning ball. He hasn't got a fireball. So we'll just go with the TKO. I think we need to equip for... I think we'll keep Tidus actually in SOS Null Blaze. But we'll probably put Rikku in... sorry, not Rikku. Lulu in SOS Null Frost, like Wakka. Because we've got the ice... I think it's ice, if I remember correctly. Yuna, I think, can just keep in her plus 10% health. Don't think she's going to be playing a big role here, but is what it is. Right, we'll push on. Hopefully we can get to the temple. That poison is kicking on big time. One thing I do want to try, though, is slots. Because this might be the busted combo with Jose to absolutely wipe the floor with it. I've only actually realised that Wakka has this triple petrify status attack reels. And Slayer Overdrive. This feels like the Nuzlocke all over again. But we've got that and we've got Stone Breath. Might be a bit of a... We might have to get rid of status reels, you know. Although, without double overdrive at the moment, it isn't that bad. So let's progress. It's kind of a get out of jail free card, but it's a bit of fun, right? We can't heal and stuff, so... The thing is, with Supercharged, we just get to do it all over again. Right, let's see if we can get through this without that. So let's put the zombie on, and we'll see if we can try and get through this without Wakka's or Kimahri's Stone Breath, because that with Supercharged is just proving it's like the Nuzlocke all over again. It's just proving such a busted combination. Okay, so the zombie's on. Let's just cycle through till we get Tidus. This still poses a threat, right? And it can't be zombified, which is a pain in the back end. It can be put to sleep, though, from what I remember. So let's bring in Morticia, because Morticia's going to take out one of the bite bugs in one go. And we'll do a... In fact, can we do a Doom? Because we've included Doom as part of the challenge. And it's got a one-turn Doom counter, which is perfect. Plus, we didn't get the counter, which is fantastic. Now, can Wakka take out the bite bug in one? Yes, he can. And death becomes the Fungar. That is busted. So some great strats being applied here, folks. And the zombie team doing well. Oof, this is a tough battle. This is a very tough battle. So I think what we might have to do here is... it's actually these two that are the issue, not the big guy. So let's do zombie strats to get rid of this. And then Mr. Doom, I think... you can only do Doom on one character. So let's see a Kimahri Stone Breath. We haven't seen that in a few weeks. And we're getting Kimahri's Slayer Overdrive mode up as well, which is going to be hella busted. Great to see some... some people getting along in the chat. Fantastic. Puppy Paws Gaming YT saying... Mainly play turn-based or bright action FPS games. I do have the newest Borderlands, so I can do that one pretty easily. Nice. I don't think I've ever used Doom in any game. Well, there we go. We got for the first use of Doom was on a Fungar to wipe it clean out with death, which is perfect. Very useful overdrive. The only game where I really used status effects was Digital Devil Saga. Oh my god, that's a name from the past. I mean, in SMT and Persona games, they're actually useful. See, we got so much legacy from Loot in the chat, man. Such an experienced gamer, LG, man. Puppy Paw's also saying, Yakuza Like a Dragon, infinite wealth, almost done with it, then going to do new Digimon game. Oh, nice. I remember Digimon back in the day. Ah, we get the soft ring, and here's Mep. Praise be to Mep. Always got to say hello to Mep. Mep giving us the high potion. So Yuna actually, with a stone bread, with a soft ring here, is very good. It might turn out to be quite useful. So another one bites the dust. Which enemy actually here is A? So he is A. So let's get the zombie on. I'm really hoping we can make it to Jose Temple pretty quickly. I've got places to be at 8 o'clock. In fact, before then. Right. So let's do a... No, we need someone with high MP actually. So let's bring in Morticia. And... Oh, shit. No, I tell you what. Let's sacrifice Tidus's MP to put zombie attack on. Stone Gaze is going to take care of Kimahri. Oh, shit. What I'm thinking is, though, can we get Lulu to change armors? Yes, we can. So let's get her to change to Null Blaze, and then I think we're going to unleash a Fury. So that's good. So Fury, we're going to do a Fire Fury here. Come on. Perfect. So Pollen's good. Because we've technically got 2 enemies. Oh, we're having to use a life. And Kimahri's took it one for the team. Right, can we survive with Tidus here? I think we can. I think we're okay. So we're going to bring back... We're going to get rid of the big fella. He should be okay because he's immune. Now I think we switch to the Fire Strike and I think we can just take these out now. Let's try Energy Rain. So we've gone down to 4 lives now, folks. But the extra life that we picked up in ahead of the Gui fight is going to prove very useful. Yeah, only I could lose lives with Supercharged, man. Taking some liberties with some of these strategies I'm doing for the battle. So 4 lives. Not far to go, though, until we get Rikku and until we make it to the Farplanes. Right, Bangle is probably... not very useful. A free slot though. Thank you for the ether. Ethers are going to actually prove very useful. Right, I'm not messing about with this one. So we're going to go for zombie strats against the big fella. And to ensure that we don't lose any bloody more lives. We lost 2 of our 9 lives, puppy paws. Yeah, you're going to need the Streadrid if you don't want Nuzlocke style grinding. Technically I lost 2 there, so I mean what we could do is get our own back by grand summoning Mother and seeing if it doesn't crash the game, which seeing Anima's status HP and MP always fills me with joy. So I can just wipe the fucking floor with you both Fungars, say see you later, and Mother's doing all the work. If they survive this and put... I'm going to be very, very distraught. Stick your game overs, stick your pollen, and stick your fire. You know where as well. Let's quickly change the batteries. Apologies about the noise. Right, onwards to Jose. 4 lives in the bag. For Jose, we are supercharged. Nice, Mega Potion. Excelente. Right, we have had... I've had my fair share of this fight. Let's just make sure everyone's in the right spot. I could summon again, but I'm going to try not to. What I could do is, let's try another status reels just to see what we can get from it. Let's just see what this school one does. Might be triple foul. Yeah, it looks like triple foul. That's fantastic, that is. Status Reels is busted. Right, we can zombie attack this. And Phoenix down strats. And I think we're chilling. We're just chilling with the lads until they go. There we go. Fantastic. The good thing about supercharged as well is we can technically leave Yuno with a free overdrive. So I'm making the most of this. Right, folks. We made it to Jose and the Jose Temple. So let's put the save in. And I am going to, unfortunately, have to call it an evening for today. I'll find a way to make use for it late game, LG. Mark my words. Mark my words. It almost feels like Hazardous Shell, Full Break, and Stone Breath all in one. I actually underestimated how good Status Reels was. Right, folks, we're going to have to call it a night. I've got stuff to do, unfortunately. But we'll be back with episode 3 of the FFX Auto Zombie Undead Pilgrimage Halloween Challenge Special on Thursday, same time, 6 PM UK. So if you are joining us in the chat, let me know, because we will be continuing with the Will of the Faith and the challenge. And yeah, all of the fun that all of these options are bringing to the table. I think we've made some great progress tonight. And yeah, I'll catch you all on the next one. Thursday, 8 PM. Thursday, 6 PM UK time. Yeah, Triple Triad is a lot simpler than Blitzball, I must admit. When I can get around to it as well, I will get the VODs up as well of these challenges, because a couple of you in the chat have said that you'd want edited VODs. So, Puppy Boys, appreciate the love and support. LG, my man, always great to see you, brother. And, yeah, take it easy, both. Catch you all on the next one. Bye for now.